Hey, this is Mr. Gareth Gates here, and in this vlog I'll be talking about how to write the perfect pop song. Now I'm sure for some of you aspiring writers this will be handy, be useful, and you'll be able to pick up some tips on how to write that big pop classic. However, I assume for the majority of you who are not necessarily into writing, this will just maybe give you an insight and how your favourite pop artist or pop writer goes about writing a pop song and the fundamental techniques and elements they use in order to write that big pop classic hit. Now, I think the first thing to discuss in writing a pop song is the form and the structure. Now, most pop songs follow the exact same structure, and that is intro, verse, bridge, chorus, middle eight, and back to the chorus. And if you listen to all your favourite pop songs, you'll realise that the majority follow that exact same structure. Of course, there are a few exceptions to the rule, but on the whole, they follow that structure. And in the rest of the vlog, we're going to be breaking down those sections and analysing them and building up our pop song.
Let's start at the very beginning.
Right then, so let's talk about the first section of a song, and that's called the intro. Obviously standing for introduction, and it's to intro or introduce the song and to set the tone and the mood of what the rest of the song will be. Now, the best introductions are those that as soon as the music starts, you know exactly what the song is. And so most writers try and aspire to get that perfect intro that as soon as the music starts, everybody knows what it is and everyone's getting ready to sing. In terms of pop songs, let's think of an example. Elton John and George Michael, for instance. Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me. As soon as this hits, everybody knows the song and getting ready to sing. I can't lie. So there we go. Great example of an introduction where as soon as it starts, everybody knows what it is. Let's think of another example. Phil Collins. What do you think of when you think of Phil Collins? Yep, sure. Phil Collins is known for his incredible drum fills, but he can also write a very good intro. And an example of this is his song Against All Odds. Just let you walk away, but you leave without a trace. As soon as that intro hits, you know exactly what it is, and it introduces the song in a perfect way. Those two examples are in a major key. Now, if you know about music, you'll know that a piece of music is written in either a major key or a minor key. Major being uplifting and happy, a minor key being sad and somber. So let's think of an example of a minor intro. Rihanna's Unfaithful. So sad. Instantly, minor key, that's in A minor. You know the song is not going to be nice. Well, it's a great song, but the theme of the song and what it's about lyrically, from using a minor key, you know it's going to be kind of hard hitting. It's about her being unfaithful, which is never nice. Another example of a minor key intro, actually in the exact same key, A minor, is Total Eclipse of the Heart. Turn around. Again, classic song, and as soon as that hits, you know exactly what the song is, which means that the writer's task and aim has been fulfilled because they've introduced the song in the perfect way.
Hold up.
Actually, wait a minute. There are exceptions to the rule. There are some songs that haven't an introduction, and obviously the writers have just decided they want to get straight to the point and bring the verse in straight away. An example, the song Flying Without Wings is just, everybody's looking for that something, just one thing that makes it all complete. That was actually written by Steve Mack and Wayne Hector, two people I know very well and have worked with lots in the past. They actually wrote a lot of my hits. And yes, obviously Wayne and Steve just wanted to get straight to the point, wanted to get the lovely dulcet tones of Shane from Westlife straight in, without even bothering about an introduction. Yeah, so that's a good example. Another example of a song without an introduction, more modern, an artist I love at the minute, Mr. Sam Smith. Yes, I do. I believe one day I will be where I was, right here next to you, and it's hard. That's it. Lay me down. Again, he just comes straight in with a vocal, which is beautiful. Yeah, so there are exceptions to the rule, but 9 times out of 10, a pop song has an introduction. Well, the next section of the song is the verse, and this is the first time we hear the vocal, which therefore means it's the start of the storytelling part of the song, which is what a pop song essentially is. It's the artist or the writer telling you a story within the space of, 3 or 4 minutes, which really isn't a long time at all. And so it's the first time we hear the language in which the writer is writing. It's the first time we really get a sense of the timbre of the song and of the music. It's often about 8 bars long. That's a kind of standard length of a verse within a pop song. Let me think of an example. I've got one. Now I think this is the best pop verse ever. Tribute. I've been letting you down, down. Girl, I know I've been such a fool, giving into temptation. I should have played it cool.
The situation got out of hand. I hope you understand. It can happen to any one of us. Anyone you think of, anyone can fall, anyone can hurt someone they love. Hearts will break, 'cause I made a stupid mistake.
What a song, what a song. It's a classic GG special right there. That's obviously one of my songs, Any One of Us. It's just a perfect example of a real good kind of pop verse. Another example is, what would I do without your smart mouth? Drawing me in and you kicking me out. Got my head spinning, no kidding, can't pin you down. What's going on in that beauty? That's John Legend's All of Me. Again, a great example of a pop verse. Yeah, so there we have it. That's what makes up again a good verse, and 2 kind of pretty good examples of that. Okay, so far we've had the intro, we've had the verse. We're aiming towards the main part of the song, which you probably well know, the chorus. But there's often in pop songs a little section between the verse and the chorus, and that's called either the pre-chorus or more commonly known as the bridge. It's called the bridge because it bridges the verse and the chorus. Clever. And often it's about 4 bars long, so not very long because we just want to get straight into that chorus. The tone of the vocal, the kind of notes used are kind of lower. You know, if they're kind of low like this, I'm singing the bridge. It's a little bit boring because it sets up the chorus, which is going to be high, you know. And it's obviously done like that on purpose because you want everything to aim towards the chorus. And let's think of an example of this. Again, a song that I played earlier, John Legend's All of Me. So we've obviously had the verse, and then the bridge is a completely new melody. Actually goes down to a minor key, to the A minor. I'll be alright, my head's underwater, but I'm breathing fine. 'Cause you're crazy and I'm out of my mind. Quite low in tone and in a minor key, so that when we hit the chorus, there's a nice payoff. It feels much nicer. 'Cause all of me, which is higher notes, loves all of you. Love your curves and all your edges. See, so the bridge just serves as a kind of setup for the chorus. Yeah, I think another great example of a bridge is a song, again, we mentioned earlier, Rihanna's Unfaithful. And I know that he knows I'm unfaithful. It kills him inside to know that I am happy with some other guy. I can see him dying lower than what's about to happen. I don't want to do this anymore. Higher and has a much kind of nicer payoff, you know. Yeah, and that's a bridge. Actually, again, hold up. There are exceptions to the rule. You know, not every writer wants a bridge. Sometimes they just want to get straight to the chorus, to the meat of the song. So they lose the bridge, or they've written a verse which is long, and so, you know, they're already kind of a minute into the song and they need to be getting into that chorus quick, so they lose the verse. An example of this is, again, a song we mentioned earlier, Phil Collins' Against All Odds. Writes a really nice intro. Verse, how can I just let you walk away with me without a trace? Like a chipmunk. When you stand here taking every breath with you, only one really knew me at all. So first verse done. Now what does Philip do here? He thinks, I could either go to a bridge before the chorus, or I could repeat the verse. He wants to mix it up, doesn't he? So we do verse 2 after verse 1 before the chorus, keeping it fresh, keeping people guessing. How can you just walk away from me? I can do is what you leave. Share the laughter and the pain, and shed the tears. Only one really knew me at all. End of the second verse. What does he do whilst he's sat on his drum kit? He thinks, well, I've had 2 verses, which is long. I can't really go into a bridge now. He's going to take us straight to the chorus. Take a look at me now. There's just an empty space. There's nothing left here to remind me. Just the memory of your face. Genius, Philip. Genius, Philip. So the next part of the song is the part we've all been waiting for. The chorus. Now this is the main part of the song. It's where often the main hook is. It's often where the title of the song is. You know, the melody in this is often higher. It kind of overshadows the rest of the song, really. It has those hooks that get everybody singing along with. That's the main aim of the chorus. Often about 8 bars long. It can be longer. It can be kind of chanty. Hey, oh, here we go. We got a little too high, a little too low. If that floats your boat. Or something a bit more kind of grand, like again, a song we mentioned earlier, Elton John and George Michael. Don't let the sun go down on me, yeah. Although I search myself, there's always someone else I see. Just allow a fragment of your life to wander free. 'Cause losing everything is like the sun going down on me. I mean, what a chorus. I mean, it's got everything in there. You know, even like the chord structure, if you know about music, it's all based around the tonic, which is the kind of main chord in whatever key you're writing the song in. You know, so everything about the chorus is where it feels right and at home, and it's the payoff, it's the resolve in the story that we're telling you.
Take it to the chorus.
Well, we've had the intro, the verse, bridge, chorus. Now what happens there is we have a repeat of that. We do verse 2, bridge, chorus, and then after that we have a section that's called the middle 8. It's called the middle 8 simply because it's 8 bars long, and within this section of the song, the writer often takes us to a kind of completely different place. We've heard the themes that run through the verse and the chorus, both musically and lyrically, and often they just want to take us away from that, introduce one last theme before the outro choruses. And this section is called the middle 8. There's many examples of it off the top of my head. Oh yeah, the song Dance with My Father, this one. You know the one, that old Luther Vandross classic. Well, at the end of the chorus he goes, love, 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 to dance with my father. Again, build up to the middle 8. Sometimes I listen outside the door, and I'd hear how much you would cry for him, and I'd pray for her even more than me. I'd pray for her even more than me. And that's the middle 8. And then we have this little interlude section, which is the intro, before going back into the outro chorus, which I'll come on to in a minute. Yeah, so that's a kind of really good example of a middle 8. Try to think of another one. It's maybe a bit more kind of uplifting and not as deep and heavy. I had one before, let me think. I remembered it. Bryan Adams, Everything I Do. So, everything I do it for you. Middle 8. 'Cause there's no love your love, and no one could give more, 'cause there's nowhere unless you're there, and all the time, all the way. So that's a really, really good example of a middle eight there. Often the middle eight kind of lyrically is about hope for the future. You know, when we hit the chorus, that's the resolve and making us feel kind of good about now. But often lyrics in middle eight are about, you know, how we move on from here. There's hope in the future. Which brings us on to the next part of the song, which is the final part, and that's the final chorus. As we said before, the song is all about the chorus, and so it would only be right to finish on the chorus, on the hook, on the part of the song that everybody knows, everybody wants to sing along to. But often, and especially my good old friend Simon Cowell, he likes to put a key change in it, just to really hammer it up. And it's the moment where Westlife will stand up off their seat. I'm out of shot. The big key change chorus at the end. Obviously not every song, but wouldn't be a pop classic if it didn't have a key change at the end. And every Simon Cowell song has a key change at the end. And so with that in mind, it would only be right to use a song that Simon Cowell gave to an artist many, many years ago, a young boy who was only 17 at the time, and said to him, "There you go, Gareth, there's your next number one." And he was, in many countries, eternally grateful, Mr. Cowell, for that. Thank you. That's right, it's a song called Any One of Us. And at the end of the middle eight, we have this section that goes, situation got out of hand, I hope you understand. And then any normal chorus would go, can it happen to any one of us? But Simon Cowell, being Simon Cowell and loving a key change, he wanted to take it up a gear, and we take it up a whole tone, which is, if you don't know music, the next key up. So I go, situation got out of hand, I hope you understand. It can happen to, we're gonna take it up, any one of us, anyone you think of, anyone can fall, anyone can hurt someone they love. He took it up a gear, didn't he? He went there, and as a result, it was a smash. So that's the outro chorus. So whatever the chorus has been in the past, we repeat that often kind of 2 times, even 3, 4 times. What's the Beyonce song? Love on Top, where it just keeps on key changing, bang, bang. I think I counted 6, 7 key changes on that song. So however many outro choruses you decide to have, after that, that's the end of the song. Done. And that is how a pop song is structured, and in terms of form, that's how a pop song is written. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this vlog and hope that it gave you a little bit of an insight into how to write the perfect pop song. This vlog is part of a series I'm doing on my YouTube channel, so please come back and see further episodes one of which will be how to record the perfect pop song. So we're going to go into my little home studio that I have here and start to kind of create a track from scratch, and I'll show you how that works. I've really enjoyed this. If you have, come back, and until then, I'll see you soon.